All right, here's a look at the pocket I did for traveling trad. This must have been my sophomore year, I think, at UDallas. So this was 1918, 17, about 2017, somewhere around there. I called it Redondo, traveling trad Redondo. We all had to name our pockets with kind of something meaningful to ourselves. Anyone who knows me knows that I went to school in Redondo Beach, California for a large portion of my life, and I learned how to play lacrosse there at Redondo Union High School. Played for the Seahawks. Made some friends who I'll, keep in contact with for the rest of my life there, which is great. So this is the pocket I went with. This is after, 2 years. Thomas from Traveling Trad, when he sent me his trad, he also sent me back this one. I guess he was the last one who had mine. But it just makes me think, I'm just going back and just looking through these things, and, I see some things that I like, some things that kind of make me feel confident in my traditional stringing abilities. Of course, there are things that I wish I would fix. I probably wouldn't have threaded this cross lace through here to go there and tie it off. I probably would have figured out a different solution there. And we got like cross lace down here. There's probably a better way for that. But this is what perplexed me for so long about traditional pockets, is that it's not defined. I think it's way easier to string a defined pocket around a ball or a traddy tree. But I think you get more of, or what a traditional is for, if you make it kind of more baggy. You can't really tell where the ball, or where the pocket starts or stops. Like the ball can sit here when you're loading up, maybe here when you're cradling one-handed, here when you're just doing a regular two-handed. So it allows you as the player to determine more about what happens to the ball coming out of the pocket, right? If you string a high pocket with mesh, the ball is going to play by those rules. It's going to do what the mesh what the sidewall interlocks and what the mesh tells it to do. Here, we just kind of have a bag. We have a mid kind of we have a kind of a boat. So, the ball won't sit up here. The ball probably won't sit way down here. The saddle, this is why I do a little saddle down here. I feel like if I make it more stiff and put more material in a smaller area, that the ball won't sit there comfortably. So I want it to sit kind of right here. It'll sit a little higher when you're loading up for a shot, but even then, I think that's kind of the sweet spot. Not really sure why I went with 3 straight shooters. Shooters and traditionals have always been a challenge for me, so I think I just wanted to load up on something challenging, I guess. Not really sure. I like the way that this one turned out. The best thing about traveling trad is that I can give my pockets to other guys who are actually traditional stringers. Like, no matter how many of these I string, I'll never consider myself an expert traditional stringer. I don't think I have to. I think everybody is an expert at different things. I don't think traditionals are my thing to be an expert at yet. Any of these guys who just string really good, really clean trads, anything that they say about my pockets, they know that I'll take it seriously and take it to heart. They know that they don't have to say they like them. And, they don't always say that. Sometimes we have a group DM and we'll all throw pictures in there, and, sometimes you get suggestions, and sometimes you get like, hey, what about this? What about, David's big on, doing the sidewalls and then stringing the whole pocket and then restringing the sidewalls so that they match a little bit better. You can't really tell how the sidewalls suit the pocket until after the pocket's there. So yeah, I'm just rambling about this trad. I'm proud of this one because I put a lot of time into it, and I think it very, very closely resembles what I was going for when I strung it. And I'm glad that it got to be in the hands of some really great traditional stringers. I think what we're doing with traveling trad is just important just for the game, just for, for the roots of you know, the roots of lacrosse are, you know, lacrosse originally was played with a stick that was strung more so like this than with mesh. You know, of course, symmetrical trads really aren't. You know, there's a bunch of quality. Anyway, it's yeah, I think it's important to know how to string a basic. I think it's important to know the basics of tying leathers with cross lace to the head. You know, I think mesh really does so much of it for us, so much of playing, so much of stringing. It just does so much of it for us. You don't have to know a whole lot before you can string a mesh pocket for yourself or for someone else. But these, right, there's just a, with traditional stringing, there's just a continuous learning curve that only gets steeper as you get better. And it's really been worthwhile for me to, you know, commit myself to learning the craft, you know, learning what, I mean, there's Alf and there, you know, there are guys who have come after him who make entire sticks out of wood, and, you know, they have the bending process and they steam it, and then at the end of it, they string it. So really I'm a fifth of the way there by just stringing these leathers with cross lace to these heads. But yeah, this is something that I'm proud of. I mean, you guys don't normally hear me, you know, I try to be as humble as possible. So, you know, I don't try not to say things like, you know, I'm proud of this thing I did, or this thing I did was great. But yeah, I'm proud of this one. Again, there are some things that I would change, and you know, seeing it 3 years later, you see, oh, this is who I was 3 years ago. These are the decisions I made 3 years ago. This is the mindset I was in as a stringer 3 years ago. And it's fun to do that. I'll do this a bunch more times with you know, heads I have, with heads I get from other customers. So this is going to be what I use reels for. I don't know what they're supposed to be used for, but these will be mine. Until next time.